Tonight, it's the Elmhurst Blue Jays who come in with a record of 10-2. They are 1-0 in the CCIW. They are taking on the Wheaton Thunder who come in at 7-5, 0-1 in the CCIW. Hello again, everybody. I'm Matt Friedman in for Tim Calderwood tonight as the Blue Jays are coming off of a 56-53 victory here at Elmhurst against North Park, and that was on Wednesday night to get them off to a 1-0 start in the CCIW. They rallied from a 12-point second-half deficit. They overcame 22 turnovers in the ball game. They came up with a big defensive stop. Megan Ney hit a pair of free throws in the closing seconds that put the game away. Devin Vaughn led the Blue Jays in scoring with 16 points, as now they are getting ready to introduce the starting lineups for the Blue Jays. So there are your starting lineups as we get set for tip between the Wheaton Thunder and the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Once again, Matt Friedman with you on BlueJayTV.com. Don't forget, coming up after this contest will be the men's game at 7:30. They are taking on Wheaton as well. The men are 7-5. They're coming off a win to open their CCIW season. They beat North Park 79-67 here on Wednesday. As they just announced the starting lineups, but we'll get them to you once again. As for the Blue Jays, it will be Devin Vaughn, a 5'9" sophomore guard out of North Aurora, Illinois, comes in averaging 9 points a game, leads the team with 5.5 assists. Tess Goddard, the 5'10" freshman guard forward out of Hinckley, Illinois, averaging 10.5 points a night. Jordan Maisto at the other guard, a 5'5" sophomore out of St. Charles, Illinois. She averages just under 4 points a night. Megan Merklin, the 5'11" senior, two-time All-CCIW out of Plainfield, Illinois, leads the team in scoring just under 19 a night. And Megan Ney, 6-foot center out of Carroll Stream, Illinois. The tip is going to be knocked around. It's won by Wheaton, and they come across the screen to your right. Driving inside, a layup is good for Laura Karsten, and Wheaton is off to a 2-0 edge. Now bringing it the other way, fast-paced action to start it off. Ney drives inside, she puts it in, but wave it off. It's an offensive foul on Megan Ney, the two-time All-CCIW performer. Called for the charge, that's the first foul of the game. Laura Karsten had that first bucket for Wheaton. She missed the first 7 games of the season due to soccer. However, she has not missed a beat, averaging 11 points a night, leads the team with 6.6 rebounds. Now Wheaton has it in the front court. Along the far side, it's Lauren Graham. Graham going to push it to the near side. Good hounding defense out there by Godhart. Now the ball goes along the corner baseline. On the near side, it's Potts. Potts working with it against Merklin. She's shut off. Now to the foul line. Outside, a drive by Graham. She's shut off. The three by Karsten caught a piece of the rim, but it's no good as the shot clock expired. Catching the rebound, driving the other way, Vaughn. Vaughn going to run into her defender, and the foul is going to be a blocking call on Brooke Olson, 5'9" junior guard out of Winfield, Illinois. That will be the first foul on Wheaton. It's a non-shooting foul, so the Blue Jays will inbound. They trail 2-0, not even a minute into the contest. Second CCIW game for both teams. Now the inbound comes to the far side, Merklin. Maisto now going to swing it around. Ney is going to drive inside, and she's pushed to the floor. That foul is on Elizabeth Potts. 2 quick fouls on the Thunder. Wheaton is coming off a 70-55 loss to open their CCIW season at Illinois Wesleyan. Snapped a 3-game winning streak. On the near side, Gotthard going to drive baseline. She shut off and she walked. So the ball goes back to Wheaton, who has a 2-0 lead. The only bucket coming from Laura Karsten, who was the CCIW Player of the Year a season ago and was a second-team All-American. With the ball now on the right wing is Brooke Olsen. Up top to Potts. Potts being guarded by Merklin. Olsen back up to the top of the key, Brenneman. Now along the far side, it goes back to Olsen. Good defense here is really just perimeter passing by the Thunder. 7 on the shot clock. They need to hurry here. It's Potts. Potts to the right wing. It's thrown inside, a turnaround hook, no good, and it's out of bounds. Back to the Blue Jays, who still trail at 2-0. Nice defense there by Elmhurst. They hold their opponents to just 34%, actually the exact same percentage that Wheaton holds their opponents to, so we could see a low-scoring contest here. Merklin around a screen, pops the 3 and knocks it down. Merklin, who leads the team, shooting 47% from beyond the arc, gives the Blue Jays a 3-2 edge. Now a nice look inside, and that left-hand layup is good for Lauren Graham, the 5'10 freshman forward out of Wheaton, Illinois. She leads this team with 11.8 points per game, and Wheaton is back on top. 4-3, the Blue Jays have the ball now on the left side of your screen. Merklin, long cross-court pass to Maisto. Maisto, hard drive with the left hand. She was blocked. That rejection by Lauren Graham. And now the Thunder rolling the other way, driving inside Karsten. She's shut off. Now the ball goes to the top. Graham to the left wing, 3 in the air. It's off the back heel, no good from Olsen. And skying for the rebound is Ney. Ney, who leads this team with 9 boards per game. Blue Jays with the basketball. They trail by a point. Not even 3 minutes into this ball game. Vaughn, she's going to drive hard and is cut off. Nice defense there. And off the steal, here comes Brenneman. Brenneman pushing it 2-on-2. She finds the trailer. The jumper from Olsen gets the friendly roll. It's a 6-3 lead now for the Thunder. As Vaughn has it on the left side. Lob pass underneath. Gotthard catches, goes up and scores from the left block. Nice catch of that lob feed. Tess Gotthard averaging 10.5 points tonight. She had 5 points, 4 boards against North Park on Wednesday. There's a 3 flung in the air. It's no good. And the rebound by Vaughn. That shot was from Lindsey Brenneman. So now the Blue Jays with the basketball, trailing by a point. 16:25 to go. We're in the first half of action of this CCIW matchup. Merklin drives hard inside from the right block, spins it up, no good. Rebound was ripped down by Graham. It's pushed ahead, and a foul is called on the Blue Jays, and they get ready to make their first substitution. Devin Vaughn is whistled for that foul. And that will be team foul number 2. Fiona McMahon, 6'1 freshman forward out of St. Charles, is in for the Blue Jays. Leads the team with almost 2 blocks tonight, averages 7 points and 7 rebounds. Left side, it's Brenneman. Brenneman looking for some help, and now she'll find it. Karsten, Laura Karsten, crossover dribble, shut off by Maisto. Up top, that's Jennifer Lee, who just checked into the game. Lee, a 5'6 sophomore guard out of St. Charles, playing in her 5th contest tonight. Lee on the left side, 3 seconds to shoot. I'm not sure if Karsten's aware. A tough shot, missed everything. It's a shot clock violation. Good defense once again by the Blue Jays. This is a contest that is pretty even on paper. The Blue Jays average 67 points a game to Wheaton's 65. Each team allows just under 55 points a night. They allow similar shooting percentages to their opponents. Vaughn is going to slice into the lane left side. She missed it. Rebound by McMahon to keep it alive. Pulling up, foul line jumper, Merklin too strong. Rebound battled for, and McMahon dives on the floor, still loose on the deck. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to keep it on that side of the floor with the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays trailing by 1, 6-5, and they will look to inbound it. Far side on the baseline. There's a lob in by Gotthard. McMahon catches, goes up and draws the whistle and a foul. She'll head to the line for 2. That's going to be foul number 3 on the Thunder. They got Lauren Graham with that foul, her first, as McMahon sends the free throw up. No good. She's a 64%er from the foul line. Had 2 points, 8 rebounds, and a pair of blocks on Wednesday. And she will split the pair at the foul line to tie this game at 6. Bringing it across the screen to your right is Brenneman. Brenneman to the top of the key for Wheaton. On the right side, Carson around a screen. She threw it inside, but the pass was off the hands and out of bounds. Maris Hovey, a 6'1 sophomore forward in the game. She leads the team with 6.6 rebounds. She's out of Pippa Passes, Kentucky. But the turnover gives it back to the Blue Jays. They'll look to take the lead back, tied at 6. Just over 15 minutes to go here in the first half. Along the far side, Vaughn. She's going to drive past her defender on the baseline. Throws it outside. Maisto floats one up and in from the left block. Jordan Maisto with her first 2 of the night. Had 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists on Wednesday. Karsten flips it inside. Now on the baseline, good defense being played by McMahon. Outside the arc, Lee. She pulls up, thought about a 3, instead bounces it down low. Hovey is going to shoot one way off the mark, and the rebound by Vaughn. She's going to run with it for the Blue Jays. Here's Merklin. Merklin right side to Vaughn. Vaughn guarded out top by Lee. Now along the far side, Godhart, Merklin. Good man-to-man defense being played by Wheaton. 14 to shoot, driving into the lane, didn't get the roll. Devin Vaughn couldn't get that one to drop. And here comes Brenneman for Wheaton. Brenneman stops along the far side wing. Up top, Karsten going to let one go, way off. Rebound on the long rebound to Godhart. 8-6 lead for the Blue Jays. Maisto calls out the play as she will walk it across the timeline. She's being guarded by Brenneman, and she traveled, trying to get that pass away. Devin Vaughn had not come open yet, and she took that extra step. It's a turnover. Ball goes back to the Thunder. And we'll see some moves made by both teams. Ney checks back into the game for the Blue Jays. Elizabeth Potts is back for Wheaton. Also, Brianna Bolin, a 5'10 junior guard, is in for the first time tonight. Bolin averaging 3.5 points, 3 boards per game. Entry feed goes inside. Now it's Bolin. Bolin drives with the left hand. That shot from 15 is good. This game is tied at 8. Left wing, a hard drive by Ney. She gets cut off. Vaughn fires no on the 3. Rebound is saved along the baseline by Bolin, and now the Thunder going to run. Looking to take the lead back. We're tied at 8. Drive inside, no good, and the rebound is scraped down by Ney. This Wheaton team leads the CCIW with 42 rebounds per game. They have a 4.4 rebounding margin over their opponents this season. McMahon now to Vaughn. Nice post feed inside. Ney couldn't get it to go, but she's headed to the line. Good look by Vaughn as she fed it to that inside left shoulder of Megan Ney, and the senior turned inside and drew a foul. The foul was on Bolin. Free throw is good. First foul on Bolin. That is now 4 on the Thunder. Ney, a 55%er at the line, will miss front rim to split the pair. And here comes Bolin off the rebound for the Thunder. It's a 9-8 Blue Jays lead here on BlueJayTV.com. Matt Friedman in for Tim Calderwood tonight. A drive on the baseline, and it's blocked by McMahon. Fiona McMahon averaging 2 blocks a game, swatted that one, and here come the Blue Jays. This is Merklin. Merklin back to Maisto. Now it gets swung to the far side, Vaughn. Vaughn, McMahon at the foul line. Good ball movement here by the Blue Jays. Maisto back to Vaughn. 9 seconds to shoot it. Comes around the screen for McMahon. Now it's Ney with 5 seconds. Foul line. She traveled. The ball goes back to Wheaton. The Thunder force their opponents into 19 turnovers per contest. And so far playing some good pressure defense. It's a tight, low-scoring affair so far. Bolin has it, being guarded by Merklin, looking for the post feed, but it was shut off. Now into the corner. Hovey threw it away. Here comes Jordan Maisto. Maisto running at 3-on-3. She'll slow it down. She didn't have the numbers. Now a good cross-court pass. Goes to Merklin inside. McMahon, one dribble, goes up, draws the foul. That's going to be the first foul on Maris Hovey. 5 team fouls on the Thunder. McMahon back to the line where she split a pair earlier. She hits the first. And we'll see some substitutions here. Wheaton is going to bring Olsen back into the game along with Karsten. Low shooting percentages so far. Wheaton shooting 31% from the floor. Elmhurst 33%. As McMahon makes both that time. She has 3 points, 3 of 4 from the line. It's an 11-8 lead, biggest lead of the night. Now for Elmhurst going inside. Another rejection by McMahon, her second of the game. The ball was out of bounds, and it goes back to the Blue Jays. McMahon very active on that defensive end, and she's only a freshman. The Blue Jays trying to extend their biggest lead. It's 11-8. On the left side, that's Godhart. Godhart finds Vaughn. Vaughn able to keep control of it along the far side. Now to Merklin. Merklin back to Vaughn. She's going to drive baseline. Threw it to Ney. She has 5 to shoot. Pulls up. 17-footer. Rattled the rim. No. Rebound. Godhart went up and scored. Good work on the rebound and cleanup duty by Tess Godhart. She has 4 points. Inside, nice defense there by Ney underneath, driving inside. There's a foul called, and that's going to send Brooke Olsen to the line. That foul charge to Tess Godhart, her first. The foul is on Godhart, her first, and that's the third foul on the Blue Jays. Brooke Olsen at the line. She'll bury the first. A 71% foul shooter. She was all CCIW third team a season ago. Had a nice game on Wednesday in a loss. 9 points, 6 boards, 6 assists. She missed the second one, but the rebound is grabbed by Graham. She missed the putback. Rebound again on the offensive glass, but it's no good by Potts, and the Blue Jays have the ball back. After Olsen split that pair of free throws. Walking it up is Vaughn. 10:30 to go here in the first half. Vaughn up to McMahon. Now to the left side. Godhart, hard drive with the left hand, and she can't get it to go. Rebound knocked around. She gets her own board. Good fight there. Now Vaughn fires off the mark. Rebound is going to be picked up by Olsen. The Thunder pushing it ahead. Here's Bolin inside, and a foul is called. Karsten falls to the deck. It's a 13-9 Blue Jays lead. And Karsten is headed to the foul line. Four fouls on the Blue Jays now. And that was the second foul on Vaughn, and she will have to take a seat. Maisto comes back into the game. Karsten's second shot, no good. Karsten with 3 points here in the first half. Maisto across the timeline. On the near side now. Around the screen, Merklin. Merklin up top. Maisto with 15 to shoot it. Up to the far side, Godhart. Lob pass, and McMahon can't come up with it. Another poke away by Wheaton. They've been active with those hands on defense. Pulling up with it on the right side is Potts. Up top, Olsen. Now on the left side, it's Graham. Dips it down low, back to Graham. Good ball movement here by the Thunder. 13 seconds to shoot it. Bolin looking to drive past Merklin, can't do it. Olsen, she's going to fire, and that's off the back rim. Rebound, out of bounds. It's going to stay on this side. And a fresh shot clock has 30 seconds on it. Hasn't been the best of shooting nights for either of these teams. We've only seen 1 3-pointer made. They've combined to go 1 for 7. And that was Elmhurst who made the 1 3 that we've seen tonight by Merklin early in the ball game. And now the Thunder throw it away. The Blue Jays with the basketball and a 3-point lead. And they will inbound it in the backcourt. Maisto gets the call from Tethny Carrillo in her 5th season. Has a 64-51 record as the Blue Jays head coach. Ney up top to McMahon. McMahon to Maisto. Fires it inside. Ney can't finish. That was a great give and go, but Ney just could not finish. A little bit off balance inside. Open look there was not taken by Graham. Bolin, nice defense being played by Merklin. Nowhere to go, but finds the cutter baseline. Beautiful look. And that was Elizabeth Potts who was able to finish. Good job to cut and get herself open because there was absolutely nowhere to go with that basketball. Maisto to Ney. She almost walked. A lob inside. Good look. McMahon got too far under the rim. Couldn't finish that one. The Blue Jays with a 1-point lead. It's a mini 4-0 run here for the Thunder. Could be 6-0, and it is. And that's going to lead to a timeout. That was Lauren Graham on the left-handed layup. It's just a 30-second timeout. So we will keep it right here. It's a 13-12 lead for Elmhurst. Rather, it's now a 14-13 lead for Wheaton College as they have gone on a 6-0 run in this ball game. And we'll take a look at some of the stats so far tonight as it's 4 points for Godhart so far, and she's leading the team in scoring. On the other side, for Wheaton, they've had a number of players scoring. 3 points for Laura Karsten, 3 points for Brooke Olson. 2 apiece for Elizabeth Potts, Lauren Graham, and Brianna Bolin as they come back onto the floor after the timeout. It's a 6-0 run for Wheaton. They have the lead back at 14-13. Elmhurst's biggest lead was at 5, and now that has been erased. 8:05 to go in the first half. Left wing, Merklin. Merklin up top, Godhart. 15 seconds to shoot it. Godhart, Maisto, Merklin. Now it goes into the corner. Into the ball game for the first time. That's Nikki Schaefer, the 5'10 sophomore guard. And there's Merklin coming through. So Merklin now with 5 points on the ball game, and a foul called as Brenneman tumbles to the floor. They get Maisto on the whistle. The team fouls are even at 5 apiece. Inbound is coming from Brenneman. Brenneman finds the left side, now driving underneath. That shot no good. McMahon bothered it. That's nothing new. Stephanie Mitchell gets set to check into the game for the Blue Jays. Merklin's 3, too strong across the rim, and the rebound was gathered in by Graham. Here come the Thunder, trailing it by 1. Up top with the basketball. That was Maria Panaggio into the game out of Lima, Peru, the 5'9 sophomore guard, averaging 2.5 points, 2 rebounds a night. 10 seconds to shoot it here for the Thunder, and the ball ripped away. Jump ball. It's going to stay with Wheaton. Exactly 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's Stephanie Mitchell for the Blue Jays, 5'11 junior forward out of Roscommon, Michigan, averaging just over 3 points, just under 2 rebounds a game. The Thunder with 7 to shoot it. It goes into the corner. Potts finds Brenneman. 3 seconds. Forces it from the foul line off the side of the rim. And Mitchell grabs the rebound. Here comes Maisto as the Blue Jays look to add to their 1-point lead. Along the far side, that's Merklin. Fires a cross-court pass. Jumper is nailed from 15 feet by Nikki Schaefer. Schaefer shoots 40% from the field. Knocked that one down with confidence. It's back to a 3-point lead for the Blue Jays. Backing down, Graham looked like she walked, no call, missed the shot anyway. And the rebound was picked up by Merklin. The Blue Jays trying to regain their largest lead at 5 if they score a 2 on this possession. On the left wing, that's Schaefer. Schaefer to Maisto. Maisto around that screen, hard inside, missed with the left hand, and it's another rebound for Graham. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Fast-paced but low-scoring action here in this CCIW matchup. That 3-ball missed everything. Nice rebound underneath, though. Panaggio was able to scrap for it and lay it in. The Blue Jays lead is back to 1 at 17-16. Godhart will get the inbound to Merkelin. Merkelin across the timeline and gives to Maisto. We haven't seen Devin Vaughn here. She's in a bit of foul trouble with a pair of fouls. 5 seconds to shoot it for the Blue Jays. Godhart off balance, around the rim, no good. Nice offensive board for Stephanie Mitchell. She has 2 quick rebounds. Maisto now going to get it to Schaefer. Schaefer backing down. Nice crossover move past Karsten. Needs to get rid of it, though. 17 to shoot. Godhart, right of lane. Godhart really being shut off by Panaggio. Panaggio ripped it away on the baseline. She's out of bounds. 9 seconds to shoot. Bolin back into the game for the Thunder. And here comes Devin Vaughn. So even with 2 fouls, Coach Tethny Carrillo realizing the Blue Jays need that spark from the sophomore guard. So Devin Vaughn is back into the game. She has 2 assists so far, no points, but 3 rebounds. 5 seconds to shoot it. There's Mitchell off balance, missed off the back heel, and it's rebounded by Bolin. So now the Thunder a chance to take the lead back, trailing by 1. 4:44 to go here in the first half. Bolin on the far side. Brenneman dips it inside, back out Bolin. 15 seconds to shoot. Bolin looking to take Merkelin, instead throws it back outside Karsten. Karsten with 8, backing down, foul line all the way in, missed it, foul called, and Vaughn can't believe it. Boy, it really looked like she forced that action there, fighting her way inside. But Karsten, who was the CCIW Player of the Year a season ago, knows how to draw that contact. Foul shot up and good, so the gamble does not pay off as Vaughn has to go back to the bench, picks up her 3rd foul when she was really trying to avoid any contact. Karsten to take the lead back, and she does. Karsten 3 of 4 at the line. She now has 5 points, and it's an 18-17 lead. This is a 10-4 run by the Thunder. 4:15 to go in the first half. On the left wing, Godhart now to Merkelin. Merkelin to Maisto. She has 12 to shoot. Open look, and there's Schaefer traveling. She was in between there. Didn't know whether she wanted to hoist that 3 or drive, and got called for the walk instead. Fiona McMahon's back into the game. So is Megan Ney for the Blue Jays. Jennifer Lee is back for the Thunder. Wheaton with a 1-point lead and the basketball. 4 minutes to play first half. On the left wing, that's Lee. Lee guarded by Maisto, really hounded by her along the far side. Now goes into the corner, and McMahon almost forced the turnover. That was actually off the hands of McMahon and out of bounds. So the Thunder will stay with it and inbound in front of the Blue Jays bench. On paper, this was an even matchup. On the floor, it's been that way as well. A tight contest so far, and that ball got a nice little roll. Not supposed to happen on the road, but it did right there for Maria Panaggio, who has 4 points off the bench. Came in and averaging 2.5 points a game. Maisto with the dribble handoff. Merkelin, 3.5 left to play here in the first half. Now 15 to shoot. Godhart pulls up. She gets stopped, so it's McMahon. McMahon inside. Ney, 1 dribble. Turnaround is good. Ney with 3 points. And it's back to a 1-point deficit now for the Blue Jays. Bolin's jumper tried glass, and it was around the rim and out. The rebound for Merkelin, and Maisto will walk it up the floor as she calls out the play to her teammates. A couple of rebounds for Merkelin so far tonight. inside 3 minutes to play in the first half. Godhart shut off on the baseline. Now the ball goes to the top of the key. Ney into the corner. Maisto drive on the baseline. 5 seconds to shoot it. Merklin for three. Yes! Merklin with her second three of the half. She has 8 points to lead all scorers, and it's a 22-20 lead for the Blue Jays. Wheaton trying to answer. Ty maybe take the lead on this possession. Panaggio going to push it over to the near side. Brenneman drives with the left hand. Now it's Bolin for three. No, off the back rim. And that's a rebound by Godhart. Timeout is called by the Blue Jays. That is a full timeout, and we will take it with them. It's a 22-20 lead for the Blue Jays over the Thunder here on BlueJayTV.com. Blue Jays with a 22-20 lead, 2:12 to go here in the first half of this CCIW matchup. We talked about turnovers, and so far Elmhurst with 7 of them, Wheaton with just 3, and Wheaton has an affinity for forcing those turnovers, so that has kept them in the game here early. Neither team shooting very well. They're both shooting 32% from the field. Wheaton is 0 for 5 from downtown. Elmhurst 1 of 5. 2 minutes now to play in the first half. Maisto has the ball for the Blue Jays. Good post feed. McMahon a turnaround. A little bit too short. Got her own rebound and scored. That's actually Megan Ney who got that board. So the senior has 5 points here in the first half. Ney with good work underneath after McMahon had gotten herself a good look. And the lead is at 4 for the Blue Jays. They've led by as many as 5. But a 10-4 run ended that lead. A 3 is too strong. Rebound by McMahon. So the Blue Jays will slow it down. Maisto going to bring it across the timeline, looking to extend this 4-point lead. And she almost threw it away. Nice job by Godhart to stay with it with those long arms. Dribbles with the left hand, and the Wheaton bench wanted a double dribble. Inside McMahon's double team. Somebody's open, and it's Ney. Her jumper's short, and it's going to be saved inbounds by Bolin. We'll come inside a minute to play here in the first half. A back and forth CCIW battle, low scoring, low field goal percentage, but you can attribute that to some good defense as the 3 from Bolin missed too strong. Rebound gathered by Merklin, and now Maisto again looking to slow it down. Waiting for her on the other side of the timeline is Brenneman. Maisto over to Godhart. Godhart traveled, and boy, it looked like she just caught that pass standing still, but maybe she just shuffled those shoes. Karsten's back for the Thunder. 37 seconds to go, so the difference between game and shot is going to be about 6 seconds, actually. Inside a half minute to play, 20 to shoot it. Hovey outside. There's a travel. Again, Graham got caught in between hoisting that 3. She has not made a 3 all season. 24 seconds to go, so the shot clock is off, and the Blue Jays will have the rest of this half to try to add to their 4-point lead, except Maisto almost lost it out of bounds. Now she'll bring it across. There's Godhart in the corner. Godhart guarded by Karsten. 12 seconds to go in the first half. To the left wing with the ball is Merklin. Merklin with 7. Merkel in with 5. Godhart has 4 seconds, shoots it, short, rebound, and it's out of bounds. Doesn't matter whose ball it is, as that's going to be the end of the first half of play. A 24-20 lead for the Blue Jays as they hit the locker room for halftime, and we'll take a look at some of the numbers from that first half. Again, neither team shot it particularly well, as Elmhurst 35% from the field, and Wheaton was 28%. And again, the turnovers, though, the big story of the first half. That's how Wheaton was able to keep themselves in this contest. 8 turnovers that they forced from Elmhurst and just 3 turnovers by Wheaton, as they were able to protect the ball on their side of things. Now looking at some of the individual stats in the first half, Megan Merkelin led all scorers with 8 points. She also snared 4 rebounds in that first half for the Blue Jays. And on the other side for Wheaton, they were led by Laura Karsten. Karsten had 5 points in the first half. Lauren Graham led the team with 5 rebounds during that first half of play. It's been a very tightly contested CCIW matchup here in the first half. Neither team had a lead bigger than 5, and that was for the Blue Jays. And their lead here at halftime is at 4. It's a 24-20 lead for the Blue Jays. We'll take a break, come back, and get you set for the start of the second half on BlueJayTV.com. Matt Friedman back with you on BlueJayTV.com. They say that basketball is a game of runs, and Elmhurst and Wheaton certainly did nothing to disprove that in the first half. It's a 24-20 lead for the Blue Jays at halftime, as Elmhurst ended the first half on a 7-0 run. They trailed 20-17 after a 12-4 run was made by the Thunder after Elmhurst had their biggest lead of 5. But it's been a tightly contested, low-scoring game during this first half of action, as the Blue Jays shot 33%. They shot better than Wheaton, who shot just 28%. The turnovers, 8-4, and that was in favor of Wheaton. They forced 8 turnovers out of Elmhurst, and like I said, Elmhurst ending that first half on the 7-0 run. Wheaton, despite forcing 8 turnovers, has just 6 points off of those turnovers. Elmhurst has 4 points off turnovers. Coming into the game, we talked about the fact that the Blue Jays led the CCIW with 42 rebounds a game, and they are cleaning up on the boards so far tonight, no pun intended. 25-16 they are leading on the glass, and leading rebounder so far is Tess Godhart. She has 5 rebounds here tonight. On the other side, 5 rebounds have been pulled down by Lauren Graham for Wheaton, but we'll keep an eye on that. It's coming down so far to the rebounding and the turnovers, as the second chance points, Elmhurst leads those 5-2. Wheaton with a 4-0 lead in fast break points. They are back on the floor, ready for the second half of action. It's a 24-20 lead for the Blue Jays as they move across the screen to your right. Devin Vaughn back in the game, but she has 3 fouls from the first half of action. She led the team with 2 assists, but there's another turnover, the 9th committed tonight by the Blue Jays. Racing the other way for the Thunder on the right side is Brenneman. She dips it down low. Nice spin move inside, but the shot was no good by Lauren Graham. And the Blue Jays hustle to the other end off that missed shot. Maisto stops inside. Merklin was 2 of 3 from downtown, led all scorers with 8 in the first half, and she's going to find Megan Ney with that nice fadeaway off the glass, and good. Ney has 7 points tonight. And those are the top 2 scorers, Ney and Merklin, as it should be, the 2 seniors and both 2-time All-CCIW selections. And now it's the largest lead of the night, 26-20 Blue Jays. And overall, they are now on a 9-0 run. Ball goes inside and is thrown away. Here comes Devin Vaughn. She has a 2-on-2, pulls up, foul line. She fills it up. It's an 11-0 run, first 2 points of the night for Vaughn, and a quick timeout, just 1:07 into this second half. It's a 28-20 lead for the Blue Jays. They have the largest lead of the night, and we talked about the Blue Jays being guilty of a lot of turnovers in the first half. Well, 2 very quick turnovers there by Wheaton, and also a rebound that the Blue Jays were able to run off of, so they have 4 quick points. Megan Ney hit that turnaround jumper, and also Devin Vaughn with that pull-up jumper free throw line. And they were able to do a good job moving down the floor in transition. And another important thing, not throwing the ball away, because that's what haunted them during that first half of action, as Devin Vaughn, as a sophomore already, just has such a composed game. She was able to pull up and knock down that jumper to get this half started off right. It's an 11-0 Blue Jay run. They lead by 8. Largest lead of the night, 28-20. Inside, that ball's knocked around. Wheaton keeps it alive, but the shot is going to be missed by Potts, rebounded by Megan Ney. They try to extend the 11-0 run as Vaughn has it, dribbling it outside the arc. Maisto back to Vaughn. Vaughn has it on the right wing where she's guarded by Olsen. Inside, turnaround, Merklin across the rim, no good. The rebound is pulled down and thrown the other end by Karsten. She catches Olsen running the other way for the layup, and the run ends at 11-0. An 11-0 run, but it's ended on that Olsen layup. So she has 5 points on the ball game, back to a 6-point lead for the Blue Jays. 18 minutes left to play in the ball game. The Blue Jays look to move to 2-0 in conference play. That's a great look from Merklin to Godhart as they give each other a fist pump after that play. So Godhart with the layup. She has 6 points, and that was a bullet pass inside by Merklin. Back to the largest lead of the night at 8. A little two-man game inside, and a foul is called to the displeasure of the Blue Jays fans in attendance as Lauren Graham is headed to the stripe. First team foul of the half, and that foul was on Ney. It's her second of the night. So it's Lauren Graham, 69%er, missed the first. Some earlier scores today from the CCIW. Carthage beats Milliken 66-49. Elmhurst trying to keep pace with Carthage, who's now 2-0 in conference. Blue Jays came in at 1-0. Second free throw is good for Graham, so she splits the pair. The Blue Jays with a 7-point lead. North Park fell to Wesleyan 84-64 as North Park falls to 0-2 in conference play. Bodies to the deck inside, and it's going to be a foul on Vaughn. That's her fourth. And Devin Vaughn I believe that was the call anyway. Yep, it is on Vaughn. That's her fourth foul. So one more and she is done. She needs to go to the bench. Tethny Carrillo will get Nikki Schaefer back into the game. Schaefer had 2 first-half points. So Devin Vaughn, team leader in assists and steals, has 2 points tonight, but is on the bench with 4 fouls. On the right side, nice pass inside. That cutter missed the shot. That was Potts. Maisto brings it to the other end for the Blue Jays. Merklin has it on the far side. Merklin still leading all scorers tonight with 8 points. Now to the right wing, Schaefer dribbling with the left hand. She gets shut off, finds Merklin diving towards the lane, and she's going to go to the foul line. Foul was on Graham, her second. Merklin's at the line. Going to tie her shoe first. She is an 84%er to lead the team. Was 5 of 5 at the stripe on Wednesday in the win against North Park here. Flicks the first one up and in. Blue Jays now 5 for 7 at the foul line. Second one follows the first one down. So Merklin, the first scorer in double figures now with 10 points. 17 minutes to go in this one. And the lead is 9. Largest lead of the night. It's 32-23 Blue Jays. Outside, long three. Rattles the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Ney. Nice box out. The Blue Jays continue to show why they're the best rebounding team in the league. Baseline jumper missed by Godhart. Running with the rebound is Olsen. Nice behind-the-back dribble. She is racing to the other end. Coming out to challenge was Maisto. The shot around the rim, no. Godhart is going to pull down the rebound. Maisto looking to slow down the pace a little bit. A 9-point lead for the Blue Jays. Maisto along the far side finds Schaefer. Down low, Godhard into the middle of the lane. Little turnaround is good. Godhard with 8 points. Second leading scorer on the night. And also led the team in rebounds in the first half. She has 5 caroms tonight. And there's a travel. So the lead has ballooned to 11. It's 34-23. Wheaton brings Lizzie McAlvey into the game for the first time. 5'9" senior guard. Timeout is called, and we will take it with them. 16:02 to play here in the ball game. It's Blue Jays 34, Thunder 23 on BlueJayTV.com. (34-23), the Blue Jays lead Wheaton College here with 16:02 to play in the second half of action. Coming out of a timeout, the Blue Jays with their largest lead of the night at 11. The Blue Jays will have the basketball. They are on a 17-3 run, as they were trailing 20-17 at one point during that first half. Maisto with the ball, and now some aggressive defense being played by the Thunder, but Schaefer's open in the corner. 14 seconds to shoot. She finds Merklin, drives to the hole, missed it, but is going to the line. She grabs her right shoulder as she goes to the floor, but is helped up by most of her teammates and going to try to shake that one off. So Merklin back at the stripe, where she's 2 of 2 tonight. She leads all scorers with 10 points. Merklin 2 of 3 from downtown, 3 of 5 from the field. 4 rebounds, 2 assists. The first one is pure. Bends the knees, second one good. 12 points for Merklin. It's a 36-23 lead. 19-3 run here by the Blue Jays. Hovey now into the game for the Thunder. Nice spin move inside, couldn't finish. Rebound, knocked around, and Godhard is able to get in there and rip that ball away. And the fans pleading for a foul call, didn't get it, but you gotta love the aggressiveness of Tess Godhard. She has not been afraid to get her nose in there and rip that basketball away. Now they'll try to reward her with some points on the offensive end, but she came up too strong on the turnaround. There she is again with another rebound, but looked like she went out of bounds, or was she pushed out of bounds? Nope, it goes back to the Thunder. So Godhard, off her own miss, dove in there, picked up that loose basketball, but couldn't stay in bounds. Under 15 to play in the ball game. Biggest lead of the night at 13 for the Blue Jays. Olsen thought about 3, drives hard to the rack, missed it short, rebound underneath. His scrap 4, kept alive by Hovey, layup around the rim and in for Brenneman. Brenneman came in averaging just under 11. That is her first bucket of the game. She has 2 points. It cuts the Blue Jays lead down to 11. Merklin, nice find of Godhard. That's great ball movement, but Nay can't get the jumper to fall. The rebound is kept alive by the Blue Jays on the offensive glass once again. That's 8 offensive rebounds for Elmhurst. Merklin has it, gets double teamed, as Wheaton is double teaming anybody that touches the ball. Schaefer's 3 pops out and back in. Schaefer with 5 points, came in shooting 40% from downtown. And now the largest lead is at 14, 39-25. 14 minutes to go. That turnaround by Hovey came up short. Rebounded by Nay. Nay with 5 boards tonight. And Maisto slowly going to walk it up. This is a 22-5 run by the Blue Jays. Crossover dribble, driving hard, Maisto, Merklin, three, a little short. Rebound pulled out of there by Karsten. And a foul is called to the chagrin of Tethny Carrillo. Godhard is whistled for her second. Third team foul on the Blue Jays. 2 fouls this half on Wheaton. Ney is headed to the bench. Fiona McMahon comes back in. She had 3 blocked shots in the first half. 3 points, 2 rebounds. Bolin is back into the game for the Thunder. And this is Brenneman who brings it across the timeline. Brenneman finds McAlvey. That 3 rattled out. The rims were more friendly to Wheaton in the first half than they have been on this end of the floor. What a move inside, but the shot just did not quite fall. However, Fiona McMahon is headed to the line. Maisto with a sick crossover into the lane there, and that ball just spun out on her. This place was going to erupt if that one went down. That was the second foul tonight on McAlvey, as the first free throw is good for McMahon. She has 4 points. She's a 64%er at the line and is 4 of 5 tonight. Second foul shot follows the first one in. That's 5 points for McMahon. It's a 16-point lead, 41-25. This is a 24-5 run for the Blue Jays. Just over 13 to play. That 3 is no good by Bolin. Nice box out by Schaefer. However, the ball was run down by Karsten. Good hustle there. Ball goes inside. Graham, tough lefty, no good, and it's out of bounds. Back to the Blue Jays. Don't forget, coming up after this ball game on BlueJayTV.com will be the men's game as they take on the Wheaton Thunder. The men picked up a win on Wednesday over North Park. They're 1-0 in the CCIW. Ball is going to be brought across the timeline by Jordan Maisto. Now it's Schaefer. Schaefer finds Maisto, and here's Merklin. Merklin finds an open Schaefer, pulls up at the foul line, thought about shooting it. 8 to shoot. Merklin drives to her left. Maisto needs to fire. No. Rebound, there she is again. Godhart works her way in and lays it up and in. What a game for Tess Godhart. She joins Merklin in double figures with 10 points. It's an 18-point Blue Jay lead. The run is 26-5. It was a very tightly contested first half, but the Blue Jays coming out here in the second half and just trying to blow Wheaton out of the gym. That layup was converted by Brenneman, and she has 4 second-half points. Along the far side corner is Schaefer, now to McMahon. McMahon to Merklin, 15 to shoot it. Schaefer, 3, good! Nikki Schaefer has hit back-to-back trays. She has 8 points. The lead is at 19. 11:25 to play in the ballgame, as the Blue Jays looking to go to 2-0 in CCIW play. Elsewhere in the league, North Central has a 32-25 lead over Augustana at halftime. Now a substitution for the Thunder. Karsten to the bench. Jennifer Lee back in the ballgame. Scoreless so far tonight. That foul was on Schaefer, her first, and 4 team fouls now on the Blue Jays. Almost losing it was Bolin. Now she picks it back up, spins on the baseline, finds some help outside. Hovey has it outside the arc to Bolin. 11 minutes to play here. Blue Jays up 19. It wasn't a blowout in the first half, I promise you that. It was a close one. Thought it would come down to the wire tonight, but the Blue Jays don't have any intentions of letting that happen. As Lee pulls up, her jumper is good, and that's a 2. She was on the line. Lee with her first 2 points of the night, and the lead is trimmed down to 17 as Maisto is going to walk it up. Maisto looking for Schaefer. Schaefer, who has 8 second-half points here. Now the ball goes to Merklin. Merklin holds on the left wing. Maisto, good patience here by the Blue Jays. Schaefer to Merklin. 6 seconds to shoot. Godhard is open from 15, and she cans it. Timeout is called by the Blue Jays as Godhard hit that shot, and she now has 12 points as both Merklin and Godhard have 12 points apiece, and we'll look at some of the other stats. It's now a 48-29 lead here for the Blue Jays as they have really been impressive during this second half of action. 12 points apiece for Tess Godhard and Megan Merklin to lead the way for this team. And again, we've seen them on the offensive end, especially in transition is where they have been making things happen. And we've also seen the great hustle and determination as Tess Godhard has really been impressive in this ball game. We look at what she has done as she now has 7 boards on the game, and Godhard has really been somebody to spur them on the offensive end as well. Devin Vaughn is sitting out of this game with 4 fouls right now, and this is a sophomore guard who's been very important to this team in the early part of this season during their 10-2 start. She is on the bench with 4 fouls, and the Blue Jays are just not missing a beat as right now with a 48-29 lead. And got to do some math in my head now, but that's going to make it a 31-9 run that the Blue Jays are on right now. Tethny Carrillo called timeout after that made basket, maybe just to give her players a little bit of a breather and maybe get some fresh bodies in there because there really isn't much to discuss. She has to be thrilled with what she's seeing right now out of the Blue Jays. Back to the action. A 19-point lead for the Blue Jays. Just over 10 minutes to go. On the right wing is Bolin. Bolin almost had it knocked away there by Merklin. Now the ball goes to Graham. Graham in the corner, guarded by Fiona McMahon. Nice shut off on the baseline. Help defense, and that's the name of the game. Maisto stole it, and a foul is called. For you NFL fans out there, the Texans romp the Bengals 31-10 in Houston. That is a final. Saints and Lions is coming up tonight. Blue Jays with the basketball. And a 19-point lead, looking to push it over 20 for the first time tonight. Merklin has it, now to Fiona McMahon. Right side, Godhard, Maisto. Merklin shut off baseline. Gotta love this ball movement, and that ball just rattled out. Didn't find the bottom for Ney, but the turnovers have really been cut down by the Blue Jays here in this second half of action. That was such a concern during that first half. That jumper no good, and Ney snatches the rebound. Now slowly, Maisto going to bring it across the timeline. She's going to drive hard now to Ney. Godhard, 18 seconds to shoot it. Godhard stops at the foul line. Pull-up jumper. Merklin knocks it down. Merklin has 14 points to lead all scorers. And now the lead is over 20 for the first time tonight. It's 50-29. Quickly the lead will go back under 20 as that three was hit by Elizabeth Potts. She leads the team in three-point marksmanship, just under 50%er. 50-32 is the lead on the left side. Now to the near side. Merklin stops on the right block. She was triple teamed. Maisto gets it back. Merklin. Good ball movement here, swinging it across the floor, and eventually somebody is going to come open. Ney has 7 to shoot. Tough fadeaway on the baseline, missed. Rebound corralled by Jennifer Lee. 8:15 to play. She's going to lob it ahead. Bolin crossover. Tough shot, and she was rejected by McMahon. Fiona McMahon with 4 blocks in this game. And now Maisto again slowly wants to walk it up with 8 minutes left to play. It's an 18-point lead for Elmhurst. On the right side, Godhard. Now it's Ney. Ney with 10 to shoot. McMahon. Maisto. 8 seconds to shoot, and the ball is knocked away by Lee. Lee's going to push it ahead. It's a 2-on-2 break. Here's Brenneman to finish with the left hand. Lindsey Brenneman has 6 points, all coming in this second half of action. and the lead is cut to 16. Certainly a game where the Blue Jays have to keep the pressure on. Don't want this Wheaton team to get any ideas here in the final 7 minutes and change. Godhard has it on the right wing. She'll pull up for three, but it's way off the mark. Rebound by Hovey, and now the Thunder want to run. Lee was ahead of the pack, didn't get that pass from Bolin. Now Lee gets a try at a three. No good. That would have made things a little interesting. But the ball kept alive by the Thunder. There's Godhard again, coming in from out of nowhere to steal that ball away. What incredible hustle. And a timeout is called by the Blue Jays. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here with 6:51 to play in the ball game. A 50-34 lead for the Blue Jays. So Wheaton finally starting to get things together here in the second half, but it might be a little bit too late as, again, you have to say the play of Tess Godhard has been very impressive in this game. She now has 12 points. Megan Merklin is leading all scorers with 14. The hustle plays being made by Tess Godhard on both sides of the floor, though. That is the type of play that you just can't teach. It's the type of stuff that is going to hold this team together throughout the season when you have a player like that who can come in and make those extra plays, the plays that you can't really talk about on paper. It's just the hustle plays where you're outworking, you're more determined than your opponent. So right now it is a 16-point lead for the Blue Jays at 50-34 with 6:51 left to play. Matt Friedman with you here on BlueJayTV.com. Men's game is coming up afterwards against Wheaton College. There's a steal by Hovey. Hovey being chased by Ney. She's going to finish with the left hand. Maris Hovey on the board for the first time tonight. She has 2 points. Suddenly this lead has been trimmed to 14. The Blue Jays need to put the pressure back on here. They're up 50-36. It's a 7-0 run, and that shot's going to miss off the front rim. Here comes Hovey. She almost got run into. Now outside. Karsten, this is a big three. No. And the rebound by Ney. Ney is going to be brought to the floor. That three could have made things very interesting. Would have cut things down to 11 as far as the Blue Jays lead goes. The biggest lead was at 21, 50-29. A 7-0 run. The Blue Jays try to end that. Under 6 minutes left to play in the ball game. Devin Vaughn's back in with 4 fouls. She drives, hands off Merklin. Merklin had it knocked away. Godhard stays with it. 15 to shoot. Turnaround by Ney. Didn't get the roll. Rebound by Lee. Thunder trying to push it and make things interesting here in the closing minutes. There goes Karsten all the way in and scores. It's a 9-0 run, and the lead has been cut to 12. Maisto and Fiona McMahon getting set to check in for the Blue Jays. The Thunder bench getting into this one now, encouraging their teammates on the defensive end to come up with a big stop here. Vaughn has it, holds it with 12 seconds to shoot. Ney. Back to Vaughn, 8 seconds to shoot. Vaughn around the screen from Ney. Tried to throw it outside, knocked away. 3 seconds to shoot. The three by Schaefer is good, and that will bring the crowd and the bench to their feet. Nikki Schaefer has 9 second half points. She's into double figures with 11. She has drilled 3 second half threes. That was a big one. The lead was down to 12. It had been a 9-0 run before Schaefer hit that three. A desperation shot with the shot clock expiring. Karsten is headed to the line here. First one's good. Karsten, now 4 of 5 at the stripe. She has 8 points. Maisto back into the game. Ney and Godhard go to the bench. McMahon is also back into the game with under 5 to play. This to make it a 13-point game, and Karsten does. There is a timeout on the floor. It's a 53-40 lead. It's just a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here. But suddenly, we are seeing the Thunder make things a little bit interesting. They trailed by as many as 21 points. The lead is now down to 13. They had a 9-0 run. Of course, Nikki Schaefer just a few moments ago hitting that humongous three. And it really was at that point of the game for the Blue Jays. You could feel the momentum swinging the other way towards Wheaton, and they were starting to feel like if they could get that lead under 10 points, they could make this a ball game. That three made it at least back to a 13-point lead, what it is right now, 53-40. The Blue Jays are on top as they look to start the CCIW campaign at 2-0 against a Wheaton team that was ranked 25th in the preseason Division III poll by ESPN USA Today. They're coming off of a season a year ago where they fell to Wesleyan in the CCIW tournament finals. So now the Thunder steal it away, and the jump ball brings it back to Wheaton. And this is a series that's been dominated by the Thunder. They lead the all-time series 55-12. They split the meetings a year ago. Hovey inside, can't get it to fall, but is headed to the line. Last season, the Blue Jays won here at home and lost at Wheaton. They're looking to take the home meeting this season. They will meet up in Wheaton on February 4th at 6 p.m. Hovey's foul shot no good. A 38%er at the line. She pumps the second one up, and it's no good. Too strong. Rebound is going to be raked away by McMahon. So an empty trip at the foul line there for Hovey. And the Blue Jays with the ball and a 13-point lead, 4.5 to play. On the right wing, Schaefer. Schaefer to Maisto. Now Vaughn. Vaughn baseline drive, throws it outside to Merklin. Merklin, nice post feed to McMahon. Maisto catches. And a 3-second call against the Blue Jays. Gives the ball back to the Thunder. If the Thunder can get this thing inside of 10 within a minute, they'll feel like they have a shot here. So they're going to push the ball up the floor. It's Lindsey Brenneman, joined by Hovey, Karsten. That's Panaggio with the ball. And also into the game is Potts. Potts has it underneath. She traveled. Back to the Blue Jays with 4:05 to go. Goddard back into the ball game. Devin Vaughn in the backcourt around the screen from McMahon. Vaughn still playing with 4 fouls. McMahon with under 4 minutes to play now. Like to see the Blue Jays get a bucket on this possession to make things somewhat final. Goddard, baseline drive all the way in, came up short. Rebound by Hovey, who had bothered the shot. Now it's Karsten racing across the timeline, brings it towards the middle to the near side, back to Karsten. 20 seconds to shoot, 3.5 left in the ball game. On the outside of the arc is Brenneman. Now Hovey. Hovey pulls up with that foul line jumper. She missed it, knew it right away, and then she fouls Maisto on the rebound. And that will be the 6th team foul. The foul's even at 6 apiece. The next foul that we see will lead to a 1-and-1. Full court pressure here by the Thunder. 1-2-2 press as the ball is going to be inbounded in the backcourt. Merklin had it stolen away. Into the corner it goes for Olsen. Out top, Karsten, 3, no. Rebound falls to Maisto. About 3 minutes left to play now, and Vaughn has it back to Maisto. Wasn't expecting the pass. She gets doubled, needs to get rid of it, and a timeout is called by the Blue Jays. Things have gotten a little bit sloppy here late in this second half for the Blue Jays. It is a full timeout. We will take it with them. A 53-40 lead for the Blue Jays over the Thunder on BlueJayTV.com. 3:01 left to play in this CCIW contest between the Elmhurst Blue Jays and the Wheaton College Thunder. The Blue Jays have led by as many as 21. A 9-0 run by Wheaton made things a little bit interesting here late in the second half. Now looking to inbound it, a foul is called. If this is on Vaughn, she's done. Vaughn goes away laughing. I don't think she likes the call too much. And it is on Vaughn. So Devin Vaughn will be out of this game. That's her 5th foul. So she departs with 2 points on the night. Got in foul trouble early and couldn't stay on the floor for much of this one, but the Blue Jays have been able to hold their own without her, although Vaughn is the team leader in assists and steals. Was the leading scorer last game with 17 on Wednesday night against North Park. 3 minutes to play. That was the 7th foul. It would have been the 7th foul on Wheaton, on the Blue Jays, but it was an offensive foul, so no foul shots forthcoming. Hovey has the ball. Outside, Karsten, her 3 missed off the mark. Rebound is put up and in. That's Karsten who got that rebound. And the lead is sliced down to 11. Karsten now has 11 points to lead the Thunder. There's Goddard as they get it across the timeline. She drives all the way in, lays it up. It's good, and a foul. So Tess Goddard, when her team really needed a bucket, is able to get one there. She has 10 second half points, 14 on the night, matching Merklin for the team lead. Now she'll try to take the team lead with this foul shot. It is a little bit short. So Wheaton going to bring it the other way, trailing by 13 again with about 2:20 left to play. Brooke Olson has it along the far side. Outside the arc, holding it. Brenneman, the 3, no. That's Goddard with another rebound. In the backcourt, Merklin gets chased. It goes back to Merklin. Pressure defense here by the Thunder, and Merklin stepped out on the sideline. 2:01 left to play. The Blue Jays had a very hot start to the second half. Overall, they had an 11-0 run between the end of the first and start of the second half. The run got as big as 26-5. That was almost a walk there. Now with the ball is Brenneman. It goes to Bolin. Brenneman forces a 3. It's a little short. Rebound is loose. It's picked up by Goddard. Again, out hustling everybody on the floor. All the way in and is headed to the line. What a game for Tess Goddard. She missed her only foul shot of the night. She's a 65%er at the free throw stripe. And she will try to help put this game on ice with 1:38 to go. First one, no. So she's 0 for 2 from the line, still matching Merklin's team high with 14. Goddard got the second one. So she now has 15 to lead all scores. 1:37 to go. The Blue Jays looking to move to 11-2 on the season. Backing down, that's a nice move by Laura Karsten. Little spin over her right shoulder and put that one down from the right block to cut the lead to 12 with 1:27 left to play in the game. And it's a full timeout. We will keep it right here, though, as we enter the final 1:27 left to go. And again, this Wheaton College team trying to keep themselves in it. This was as much as a 21-point lead. They had a 9-0 run to cut this game down a little bit. It's now at 12. Things really could have gotten dangerous maybe 2 to 3 minutes ago when they had the chance to get the lead down under double digits. They've not been able to do that. And because of that, it looks like the Blue Jays will be able to hang on here. However, the Thunder are really turning up the pressure on defense and making things difficult offensively for the Blue Jays, who are led by Tess Goddard. She has 15 points. 14 points tonight have been scored by Megan Merklin. And now, out of the huddle, it's going to be McMahon, along with Maisto, Goddard, Merkelin, and Ney for the Blue Jays, who have the basketball, looking to add to their 12-point lead. Maisto in the backcourt, getting pressured. Ney breaks the press to Goddard. She has a 2-on-1 if she hurries, but she just wants to run that clock. 20 seconds left to shoot. Maisto has it outside the arc to Merkelin. They're trying to sit on the ball here. Merkelin to Maisto. Maisto, 7 on the shot clock. Merkelin missed the shot. Rebound kept alive. Merkelin got her own board and scored. Merkelin has 16 points to lead all scores. Driving in, Karsten, give her the bucket and a foul. Boy, she ran all the way. She took some punishment, but got the bucket to go down. Karsten has 8 second-half points. She leads the Thunder with 13 tonight. The lead back to 12, 58-46. Karsten at the line. She's 5 of 6 there tonight. Trying for the three-point play. And it came up short. Rebound plucked out of there by McMahon with those long arms at 6'1". The freshman made a nice play on the board. Now Merkelin going to bring it across the timeline. 20 seconds to shoot. 40 seconds left on the game clock. The Thunder not fouling, as they know this one is now out of reach. 30 seconds to play. 8 on the shot clock. Maisto. There's Merkelin. Got it. Merkelin with 18 points. And that should just about do it as far as possessions go for the Blue Jays. As next time they get it, they'll just let the clock run out. 18 seconds to play. It's a 14-point lead, and the fans on this side for the Blue Jays come to their feet. The shot was missed. Rebound to Ney, and that's going to end this one. 10 seconds left. Maisto in the backcourt. It's down to 5. She doesn't need to cross the timeline. And the Blue Jays are a 60-46 winner here tonight. A Wheaton College team that they have struggled against historically in their series. 55-12, Wheaton holds the all-time edge, but that did not matter tonight, as Elmhurst, with an 11-0 run between the end of the first half and start of the second half, comes away with a 14-point victory. Again, they led by as many as 21 points in this contest. As we want to take you through some of the leading scores, things got a little bit interesting there a little bit later in the second half, as Wheaton was able to go on a 9-0 run, but they never were able to push that lead closer than 12, as the Blue Jays hang on. 60-46 the final score. They move to 11-2 on the season. They're now 2-0 in CCIW play. They will remain tied for first place. Wheaton drops to 7-6, and they are now 0-2 in CCIW play. The leading scorer tonight, it was 18 points for Megan Merkelin as she led the way for the Blue Jays. Tess Goddard came in close there with 15 points, and all kinds of hustle plays were made tonight by Tess Goddard, as she was just all over the place with rebounds, grabbing loose balls, and just making outstanding plays tonight for the Blue Jays. 7 points for Megan Ney. Jordan Maisto had 2 points, but did a great job running the offense. Nikki Schaefer with 11 points, including 9 during that second half of play, where she made 3 triples. 2 points for Devin Vaughn and 5 points for Fiona McMahon. As we dive into some more of the final numbers here for the visiting Wheaton College Thunder, 15 points scored tonight by Laura Karsten to lead that side. 6 points were scored by Lindsey Brenneman. 5 apiece for Elizabeth Potts, Brooke Olson, and Lauren Graham. 4 points for Maria Panaggio, 2 apiece for Jennifer Lee and Maris Hovey. The final shooting percentages for the ball game, 30% is what Wheaton shot, while Elmhurst was able to shoot 40% from the field. From three-point range, the Blue Jays 42%, and Wheaton for the game was just 1 for 18 from downtown. So that was a big factor in this game. Elmhurst 16 turnovers, 9 turnovers for Wheaton. And on the boards, the Blue Jays a commanding 48-33 advantage on the glass, and that was really what turned out to be huge in this game. Elmhurst 14-6 in second half points over Wheaton College as they win this ball game. The Elmhurst Blue Jays now moving to 2-0 in CCIW play. As we look at some more of the final numbers, the leading rebounder in this game, 11 rebounds pulled down by Megan Ney, and Tess Goddard had 10 boards to go along with her 15 points. 5 assists tonight for Megan Merklin as she led everybody in that category. On the other side in rebounds, it was Elizabeth Potts. She pulled down 6 boards tonight. From the line for these teams, Wheaton shot 54%, while Elmhurst shot 73% from the field. Again, the final score tonight, Elmhurst Blue Jays 60 and the Wheaton College Thunder 46. Don't forget that coming up next, we'll have the men's broadcast as Tim Calderwood will join you for the call of that one as the men's team is getting set to take on the Wheaton Thunder. So once again, here from Elmhurst College, the Blue Jays advance to 11-2 on the year, 2-0 in the CCIW with a 60-46 win. Once again, I'm Matt Friedman, and have a good night. We'll see you for the men's game here on BlueJayTV.com.